And so I kind of want to unpack authenticity. So it's this. It says, it is the quality of being genuine and real. I don't know about you guys. Going through recovery and being who I am now, I'm all about this. I want to be as authentic as possible with you guys and as open as possible with you guys, right? So tonight, as we go through a few points, I'm going to kind of unpack what I have been feeling for the past year-ish. Okay? So here's what I want to look at. The first one is this. We need to stop acting like we have it all together. We need to stop acting like we have it all together. Now, if you're new into recovery, obviously, this is not you. You're coming in here not acting like you got it all together. You know better. You are coming in here with a humble heart saying, I'm jacked up, I need help. If you've got multiple years of recovery, you could have a tendency to do this. You could have a tendency to forget where you've come from, and not saying I have, but I also don't have it all together. And so I want you all to realize, just because I'm on stage from time to time, holding a microphone, and I work for a church, does not mean I have it all together, okay? Because your boy doesn't. The past year-ish, okay, I have felt frustrated. I have felt lost. I have felt inadequate with a handful of other things that I've been struggling. And not just here at work, not just here with this ministry, but at home too. I constantly fight that, I'm a pastor. Like that's still so foreign to me, even though I've been on staff doing this for the past 6 years. Like to hear pastor come out of someone's mouth and then my name following that is so odd to me. I don't think I've ever called myself Pastor Cory. Like it's so foreign. I have written it on cars from time to time just so people realize like, hey, this is the Celebrate guy, okay? But it's still odd to me. It's still a battle that I've been struggling for. This has been 6 years, guys. I just can't get over it. That God would use someone that did what he did for his glory. Like it's so crazy. And I get it, right? Paul, way worse. And if you guys don't know who Paul is, he's the guy who his name was Saul, was transformed to Paul. This guy killed Christians. Like he was the worst of the worst. He hated everybody to do with Jesus, and God used him. So I get that, right? But it's still like, it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to feel it, right? And so that's the struggle that I've got. Then I got struggles at home where I don't feel like I'm the husband that I need to be. I know it probably seems crazy to you guys. I don't love to talk. I know. I'm serious, though. I don't love to talk. Like, if you ask me a question, or obviously if you see me around here, yes, I'm talking. One, is part of the job, okay? But when I'm home, I don't talk a whole lot. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, when you're in a relationship with someone, not talking a whole lot is not beneficial for you or that person, okay? So that's the struggle that I've got. I have a struggle of whether I'm a good father or not. So for those of you who don't know, I have 5 kids total, 3 of which are not biologically mine. But I love them just as if they were my own. I have adopted 2 of them. I'm in the process of adopting the 3rd one. And then I have 2 biological daughters who no, if you see them, you're going to know that they're my kids. 100%, no doubt about it, right? But I have doubts that I'm a good father. Like, I know that the boys don't like me, right? I know they love me. Y'all laugh, I'm serious. I know they don't like me. The reason I know they don't like me is because I'm hard on them. The reason I'm hard on them is because I'm trying to raise men and not boys. I'm trying to raise people that I would want my daughters to marry and grow up with and love. These are the boys that I'm trying to raise, and I've told them this. eventually down the road, they're going to look back and be like, all right, this was for our own benefit, okay? Anybody got boys in the room? God, are they not difficult? Don't lie. Listen, we're not getting to the teenage girl part of this, okay? I do not want to hear that. Let me be in my bliss right now. I've got a 3 and 4-year-old, okay? They are my angels. They do no wrong, okay? Let me just live in this, okay? I'm in denial right now, okay? Let me just live in it. I don't need to hear anything else. They are my angels, period, okay? Going back, we need to stop acting like we have it all together. I don't. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the verses, 2 Corinthians 4, 7 through 10. It says this. We now have this light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure. This makes it clear that our great power is from God and not from ourselves. We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. Through suffering, our bodies continue to share in death of Jesus, so that life of Jesus may also be seen in our bodies. I don't know about you guys. These verses obviously spoke to me because I wrote them down and I'm sharing them with you. But I can take heart in this, that it's okay that I don't have it all together. That I am a clay jar, that I am super fragile, and that I've got cracks, but it's okay to have those cracks because the light of Jesus shines even brighter through those cracks, right? I spoke years ago on a word called kintsugi, and what kintsugi is, it's a Japanese word, and what they do is they break pottery on purpose, and then they put it back together with gold to make it even more beautiful than what it is. See, it's okay to be broken, because when God starts putting you back together and he shines through you, you are more beautiful than you ever could imagine about yourself. And no one should have the power to take that away from you. So know that God loves you. If he didn't, you wouldn't have been here tonight, because you're here for a purpose and you're here for a reason. The second thing is we got to take off the mask. What is hidden will come to the light. And the verse that goes with this, or that I think goes with this, is Luke 12:2. It says, the time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. So I'm up here sharing with you guys, letting you all know that I'm not trying to hide behind a mask that I was hiding behind. Not that I ever thought I ever had it all together, okay? I'm completely aware that I am broken, that I'm not perfect, that I am not all that, right? That does not negate the fact that I love me some me, okay? That still holds true. I do. I love me some me, and I can't wait till y'all get to that point. And if you are at that point, it's a great point to be at, because I do. I love me most of the time. There are times where I wake up and I look at the mirror and I'm like, I can't do you today. God's gonna have to do something today for me to get through it, because I don't know what this is, but not today. But it's okay to be at that place too. I was at GLS this past week, and for those of you who don't know what GLS is, it's Global Leadership Summit. It is fantastic. It is 2 days of leadership content. It is like drinking from a fire hydrant. Guys, it is just that impactful and that much thrown at you. It's like from 10 o'clock in the morning until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You're just listening to people, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, whatever it is. A lot of sessions. but a lot of great stuff. One of my favorite speakers that I have seen multiple times at GLS, and then I listen to his podcast from time to time when I decide to listen to podcasts, and then his sermons. His name is Albert Tate. I love Albert Tate. He is a gifted communicator. He is hilarious. I mean, when he's not trying to be funny, like, he's funny. He's phenomenal. He spoke this year, and he was transparent, and he was talking about his struggles that he was going through, that it was a difficult year, and that he's got mentors that he sought to. And so I say all that to say this. Like, even though it's been a rough year-ish, I've had people that I've been able to talk to. I've had community that I've been able to lean on. And the only way I got to that point, guys, is I got connected into groups, plural, right? Once I was done with one group, I was moving on to another. I've got multiple groups that I've been a part of, and each group has served a purpose in my life. I have a group now, right? It's Ryan and Kayla. We meet every Monday to talk about the future of Celebrate, what Celebrate's going to look like. But at the same time, guys, when we need to talk, we talk. We talk about personal stuff. We pray for each other. We have been playing a video game every Wednesday, talking more throughout the week. Like, it's been fantastic for the three of us, our relationship, right? Find your community. Find people that are going to pour into you, that are going to love you. I've got mentors here that I've told this to, that I have just been, lack of better term, hiding. And then finally they're like, hey, we sense something is off. I'm like, either I'm a really great hider or their discernment's not that great. Either or, it doesn't matter. They came to me because they sensed something was wrong, right? And so they were able to pour into me. And it took me a while to get to that point because I've had new leaders step into my life. And I don't know if you guys have ever been here. When you have a new person step into your life who is wanting to mentor you, it's a slow process. It's a slow process because you're trying to get to know who they are. You're guarding yourself because you're like, I want to be vulnerable, but are they trustworthy? Can I trust this person? Will this person, if I tell them something, go beyond this circle that we're creating and tell other people? So it's weighing the waters. And so I've got a new mentor now. He's been phenomenal. He's kicked my butt in multiple different meetings in a good way. And I would tell you, I've not had this in a long time. And I'm so thankful for him kicking my butt in these meetings. I walk out of these meetings sometimes, and I'm ticked off. And I'm telling you, it is a good thing, okay? Because if your mentor, if you're a person who's in your life is not challenging you in some aspect, then what are they doing? Who are they? Find you a good mentor who's going to kick your butt and love you all at the same time. All at the same time. And then remember that you can't do more than what you've been given that day. And so Albert Tate touched on this a little bit, and this is where my third point is. God gives you what you need. God gives you what you need. I've got two verses. I think I just wrote one on here, but it's Exodus 16:4. It says, Then the Lord said to Moses, Look, I'm going to rain down food from heaven for you. Each day the people can go out and pick up as much food as they need for that day. And then the other one I've got is Matthew 6:11. Give us today our daily bread, our daily manna. Here's what I want you guys to get from this. It's each day you're going to be given a daily abundance of what you need. And it's going to look different every day. You're going to go into your day where God's going to have 3 or 4 people in your life that's going to pour into you, give you words of encouragement, affirmations, hundreds of dollars to go spend, and that's going to be your manna for today. But you're going to step into the next day, and God may not have anybody come into your life that's going to give you words of affirmation. He may not give you any money to tell you to go spend. You may be on your nickels before you find the next the next manna for the next day. But know and take heart and take encouragement that God's got you for today. We've spoken earlier this year about not worrying about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough troubles of its own. Worry about today. Today is the important. Not yesterday. You can't change anything. I don't know about you guys. I'm not a time traveler. Anybody else in the room time traveler? You wouldn't raise your hands anyways, even if you were. You can't change tomorrow. You have no idea what that holds. I guarantee you the people today did not realize that a tornado was going to touch down and devastate parts of Knoxville. They had no idea. But that was their manna for today, as crazy as it may sound. And then people here at our church gather together, and they're sending teams of people out to go to neighborhood to neighborhood and see what they can do, hand out water, cut down trees, whatever it may be. And I can only imagine that it will not stop today. They're going to wake up tomorrow, get their manna for tomorrow, and go out and help more people tomorrow. Take heart. It's okay not to be okay. Be real. Stop hiding. And realize that you have everything you need to conquer today.